What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the Judgment Day gaining massive power in WWE. Why did Dirty Dom win the North American Championship? Logan Paul sad about being booed? Seth Rollins needs surgery? Bad news for Rock fans, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at Judgment Day gaining power in WWE. At top of today's news are stories on Raw's popular heel faction, the Judgment Day. First, we'll look at how the WWE sees the group as one of its biggest storylines. Then we'll look at why Dirty Dominic Mysterio captured the North American Championship on NXT. First, let's look at WWE seeing big things ahead. Well, the Judgment Day is one of the WWE's hottest factions, with fans in WWE seeing big things ahead for the Fab Four. WRKD Wrestling tweeted, WWE see Judgment Day as the successor to the Bloodline storyline in terms of fan interest and longevity. The Judgment Day segments frequently gain major interest in the quarter-hour ratings and will continue to be a center point of shows moving forward. While the Bloodline remains the WWE's hottest storyline, it appears that WWE know that it can only get so much out of the civil war between the Usos and Roman Reigns, along with Solo Sikoa. It makes sense for the WWE to capitalize on the group's success, especially since they appear to be keeping Raw and SmackDown as separate brands, although as fans have seen, that's subject to change without any notice. Next up, why did Dirty Dom win the NXT North American Championship? Dominic Mysterio is your new North American Champion following his controversial win over Wesley on the 18th July NXT. He picked up the win after an assist by his Judgment Day partners, with Rhea Ripley ringing Lee's bell with the title belt. After the match, Dominic patted himself on the back saying, "Thank you, mommy. You're definitely correct about all that, and now I can actually speak and not get interrupted by a bunch of deadbeats and has-beens or whatever's out there. I'm the new North American Champion, and now I think about it, I'm 2-0 here in NXT. Your boy Dirty Dom is undefeated, and with the Judgment Day and mommy by my side, it looks like it's gonna stay that way." However, why did the WWE put an NXT title on a Raw superstar? If you've been keeping up with our news, you know that WWE President Nick Khan is working hard to improve NXT's ratings, and one tactic is by having main roster stars show up on the Black and Gold brand, hence the recent appearances by the Judgment Day, as well as Seth Rollins defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Bron Breakker a few weeks back on NXT. The Judgment Day typically provide a bump in the ratings, so it's not a bad move to put them on NXT. The second reason for putting the strap on Dominic is that it gives him a chance to work on his single skills. Although Dominic is no longer a rookie, he's spent much of his career working tag team matches, and when he's gone mano-a-mano, it's usually been against top tier workers, such as his dad and Cody Rhodes, who can carry him as needed. Dirty Dom is a proven heat magnet, and it's time for him to hone his single skills further, the end result being he'll be an all-round dependable performer who can work with any opponent. How long the WWE intends to have him hold the belt is the million-dollar question, as it could give fans a better idea whether main roster superstars are going to be a permanent part of NXT. Mandy Rose set a precedent with her extended reign as NXT Women's Champion, but unlike Dominic, she needed a career reboot, and NXT provided just that. In the meantime, the only concern the WWE may have is how they utilize the Judgment Day without overexposing the group. What do you guys think of Dominic capturing the title? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, has WWE scrapped a big storyline? Now, in other Judgment Day news, a rumor has it that JD McDonough may not be joining the group, at least not right away. According to WRKD Wrestling, JD McDonough's Judgment Day plans have been halted for the time being. He lost to Apollo Crews during last night's main event taping. While the tension between Senor Money in the Bank Damian Priest and Finn Balor seems to be resolved, fans know things can change in an instant, especially since both Priest and Balor seem set on capturing the World Heavyweight Championship. Next up, Logan Paul sad at being booed. Logan Paul has done a sensational job transitioning into the world of pro wrestling, but the YouTuber turned wrestler recently revealed how one aspect of the business confounded him. The Maverick spoke with Seth Rollins about this on Logan's Impulsive podcast, saying, "I'm obviously a heel and I like that, but I didn't at first. When I got there and people started booing me, I really took it personally. I just didn't understand. No, I was pissed. Bruce Pritchard came back. He was like, that was amazing. They hate you. Why is that amazing? Like, I'm affected by this. You may recall rumors that Paul's original deal with WWE stated he would be working as a babyface. In fact, he worked as a babyface after The Miz turned on him at WrestleMania 38, but eventually turned heel. Playing a heel is no longer a problem, as Paul told Seth, "Now I eat it up, it's so fun, and I've started to play with just one-on-one interactions with people in front row who are booing me." Logan Paul seems like a natural heel and knows how to feed off the crowd. Some fans believe his rumored match against Ricochet at SummerSlam could help elevate Ricochet. But could fans see Logan vs Ricochet open up the biggest party of the summer, as Logan reportedly has a pressing match that night? After SummerSlam, my brother, who is fighting on the same night in Dallas, as soon as my match ends, I'm gonna hop on a private jet, fly to Dallas in my gear, walk in the ring with my brother for his fight against Nate Diaz, a requested first match. We did the math, it's barely doable. Next up was Logan Paul scheduled to face LA Knight at SummerSlam. Speaking of Logan Paul vs Ricochet, Paul told Seth Rollins how LA Knight was one of the two opponents he wanted to face at SummerSlam. There were two guys that would potentially have a match with at SummerSlam. I don't really know how this works. Do I pitch to the company? Do they pitch to me? The two guys are Ricochet and LA Knight for various reasons. It's unknown what the WWE has planned for Knight at SummerSlam, but fans shouldn't rule out a future match between LA Knight and Logan Paul. Next up, Seth Rollins needs surgery. Now, the Visionary is on an active schedule, and like many veteran grapplers, he's accumulated his fair share of injuries. Logan discussed his physical condition during his appearance on Logan Paul's podcast, saying, "No, honestly, I just do my same thing. I just try to change my training up based on how I feel, and there's constant injury. My knee's been bugging me since before WrestleMania. I've had issues with that, my neck acting up, my lower back been at me since 2019. Probably should get some surgery on that, but just try to do whatever I can to make sure I don't need it, because I have a couple of stress fractures back there." The current world champion discussed his wrestling future, saying, "I'm at a point now where I'm 37, so I have maybe 6 to 10 year window depending on my health, where I'm going to be in the sweet spot, where my body can still go, but my brain also has finally caught up to where I'm physically. So mentally and physically, I haven't deteriorated, I'm in the perfect zone. I'm in that zone for I'd say 6 to 10 years depending on how my body holds up, and then who knows, then I'll turn into The Undertaker and come once a year for WrestleMania." Monday Night Rollins' work ethic suggests he'll only take time off for surgery when he has no other choice, as he's shown a willingness to work through nagging injuries in order to stay active and entertain the fans. However, what's worrying is that he is World Heavyweight Champion, and if those nagging injuries all mount up and he has a very serious injury, he's going to be out of action for some time. Then what happens to the belt? Next up, will Seth's sins of the past catch up with him? Are Seth Rollins' past misdeeds going to catch up with him? Now that Damian Priest is Senor Money in the Bank, Sportskeeda has an interesting theory on how history could repeat itself at SummerSlam when Seth defends his world title against Finn Balor. While both stars are down, Priest can make the World Heavyweight title match at SummerSlam a triple threat before easing his way to the win. This is precisely how Seth Rollins won his first championship, cashing in his Money in the Bank contract during Roman Reigns vs Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31. If the Archer of Infamy becomes world champ, this could pull the trigger on either Priest or Balor exiting the Judgment Day. What do you guys think of this scenario though? And finally, bad news for Rock fans. Last but not least, it looks like fans may not get to see The Rock throw down with SmackDown superstar Grayson Waller either on the microphone or in the ring. Fightful Select is reporting that WWE has nothing booked between the two men. This has to be disappointing for fans who read the People's Champion and Waller exchanged digital barbs and then heard Grayson invite The Rock to SmackDown. As always, they could be playing its cards close to the vest, but for those hoping to see the two meet face to face, keep in mind the adage, anything can happen in WWE. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.